Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Facebook. Hi to all the beautiful people who are watching live, um, and people who'll be watching the replay. Welcome to the Abundance Show, where we look at loving ourselves into abundance. And this is the special monthly show with my beautiful friend Bobby F Parihar, where today is really, really special. And I'm going to get Bobby to tell us. Oh, first of all, I'm going to tell you I am not 100% well, but I am here. And the Abundance Show. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. How did I get it off? Where are we? It's gone live on my page. That's all right. It's okay. And sound should come out. Yeah, so I will try not to cough. I don't have, one of the things we don't have, I don't have Rona. I don't have the virus, which everybody, as soon as I started coughing, thought I had. I've got a bronchial infection. And as most of you probably know, we've just been through huge medical challenges at the moment, and which are ongoing. So I need to rest my body. So I will be doing readings and things, but I'm going to hand a lot of this over to Bobby today so I don't cough my way through the show. I love everybody who's here. If I've got any of the people from my Manifesting Abundance group, I'd love to share that, but I'll check that in a minute. But this is all about number 7. This is about, we're reflecting. This is right, Bobby. This month we're reflecting, and we're doing some inner work. And I think it's really interesting. I don't know what your card on your 12-month reading for the month was, Bobby, but mine is me time. And I think that's really interesting, given what's just happened to me, that I do have to be spending more me time. Morning, Leah.
Yeah, the 7 for me, July, says playtime.
Oh, I've got me time and you've got playtime.
I appreciate that. No, I definitely appreciate that. Absolutely.
Okay. Can you take it away with giving people some everybody, we love love. We love having hearts and love as we go. And I'm just going to hand over to Bobby. And he's going to talk about this power of here we are at 7 and we did come on at 7 a.m. Take it away, Bobby.
So it's a blessing and an absolute honor to be here. Thank you so much, Suzie. I just wanted to make sure, do you have something nice and warm to drink, or some sort of a lemon, honey, and ginger you can use?
How did you know? I've got in here lemon, honey, ginger, and apple cider vinegar.
Okay, cool. So that's the one that I don't put in there yet, apple cider vinegar. But I put a bit of cayenne pepper. And so we let it steep in there. We kind of it feels so good on the throat. And for one of the coolest things, we have so much to talk about. This is all going to kind of tie in together. We're inside of a 4-year right now. So, and Susie's Life Path 4.
I'm a 4.
So this is a very strong year that also reflects foundation of wealth, discipline, hard work, that the application of things. When we see a 7, we kind of think a very intuitive and divine and spiritual number. This is no longer logical, analytical, and practical. So it can have you straight on your butt, being like, oh man, my throat. And just imagine this. Suzie, the name, is that of a wizard. It's that of an expressive, like her words are going to create power. So sometimes, if you ask the guy who likes to go off-roading, his truck gets covered in mud. Same thing with your voice. If you're the type of person who wants to be out there doing your social media and being a brand and being a voice, sometimes you're going to have to take space to clean like your throat as well too, and take time to let it rest because it's going to overheat. And we get these opportunities throughout our life. Sometimes we pay attention to them, sometimes we don't. to slow down, or our body's asking us to reflect. And, especially you putting in so much effort and work, supporting Des right now. I mean, like, Lord knows he's had to have his own state of reflection as well. And so there's this healing space. And so when 7 comes along, not only is it about patience, inaction, reflection, don't move, it's also very difficult for a 4 to be like, what? And now I'm in a 4 year, so this is a bit of a contrast. But on the other side of this is divine, it's healing, it's restorative. It brings back a natural order and a natural balance. So even as we say this, it's like 707, 7th on the 7th, 7th of the 7th. It's a very...
Wait, it's about to be
707. I know, yeah. And just a wonderful thing to appreciate that, we get a chance to have this divine bubble, this divine vortex healing us and giving us exactly what we need. So, in terms of the 7 energy, you sit and you ask, and you go into this space of love and connection, and you read the cards, you read what the universe has to give to you, and everything that you ask for, it's already given. Everything you need, it's already given. You're just experiencing the reflection of that. So as Des needs to say, hey, I'm going to a more powerful space in my being, a part of him needs to experience the evolution of that. Same thing with your health right now. You're like, well, I'm going to a next part of my power. So your throat says, okay, I need to break open, let some things heal, and then continue my journey onward moving. I got sick from my mom came back from the Philippines like the week before COVID hit, for first week in March. And she came to the house, and then we all got really, really sick. And then next thing you know, this whole thing went down. So I felt like, okay, maybe that was us getting it. And then we got like good from it, because we kids always get sick anyway. And then it all happened coincidentally. Everything shut down as I got better. So I was like, well, it's close. I guess I don't count. But, it hit the family hard. So, but it was a space for me to sit down, reflect, and be like, okay, I need to get back to me. And it's been interesting. I was thinking about our conversation before we were having it. I haven't been doing very many broadcasts these last month and a half, 2 months. I've been working a lot privately. I've been working a lot with my family and helping the household get to where it needs to go, because the focus point, I believe you are in a 4 year as well, or no, you're still in a 3 right now.
I'm still in a 3.
You will be in a 4 at the end of the year, December.
Christmas Eve, I'll go into my 4 year.
Yeah, right at the very tip of it. But that just means that next year you'll be very busy. Right now, there's a lot of expression. And so, yes, even, the top performers at concerts need to postpone or delay a show or two because, hey, I need to take care of my throat. And I appreciate our connection because, I get a chance to sort of like, we can still do this, and it's funny. I'm like, wow, what a power woman.
I know. Well, Jez said this morning, it was. I said, what's the time? And he said it's 6:15. I said, I better get up. I haven't set up the room or anything. And he said, do you really want to do this? And I said, well, I'm doing it with Bobby. So if I have a coughing fit, I can turn my sound off or something. But I felt the 777 was really special. I just want to say, hi, Francis, friend of mine from Brisbane.
Hello.
Yeah, I felt that as we've set this up, like for the whole year, and they're all in the diary and everything like that, and I just thought, well, unless I, had to cough, then I couldn't have done it. But I just thought, well, I can hand part of it over to Bobby, and I'm really interested in what you've said about that reflection, because that's what I've been hearing. For us, it's been such a year of change because we changed house, and we changed house, and then we changed what was it? And we had to find somewhere in the middle of all of this Rona thing. So we've had a total change of environment. We're not right at the beach. We're not far from it. And then all the stuff with Des, and now this is obviously me saying time to slow down.
It's interesting because you go to a work site and it can be right in the middle of the afternoon and nobody's there and you're like, what's going on? it's lunchtime. There's a space to say, hey, switch your gear for a minute, and you can't always go forward and go hard and go, and then to think the wisdom of the philosophy and the reflection are much easier to come out, when we're reflecting and we're in our state. We're like, man, it's been a whirlwind. I just need to catch my breath. We need to focus on our health right now. We need to shift in environment, and all of this stuff is going on. It just feels like a sacred time to say, let's, apply a holy veneer through everything so that everything kind of like feels connected to its source and spirit. And this is where your psychic ability is, the future insight, your connection to source and God. The 7 energy brings such a divine thing that isn't about the application. It's about the theory. It's about the emotion and the feeling and the download of what we're getting. So I encourage because for me, it's still the 6. So some of my audience is watching this is still the 6. If you're lucky enough to be in the 7th right now and you're experiencing 7 a.m. this year, this day, today, what I mean is just like pause and find stillness, even within moments, even within thoughts, even within breaths. Find that infinite moment that allows you to recognize, hey, I'm still alive, because you're about to make another move. You're about to make an inhale or an exhale. So in the smallest of moments, you have a God particle in there. And inside of that stillness, I mean, you can go and find some nature today, or if the weather is beautiful today, find some place to sit. If you need to be nice and cozy, maybe somewhere it's nice and warm. But feeling into nature, or feeling in, because here it's really hot summer now. So I can say feeling into the connection of source is a rejuvenation. And it's almost like taking a laundry list and a grocery list, and you're basically taking it up to the customer service desk, and you get a chance to take this energy and say, I'm, growing my health. I'm creating a vision. We're building ourselves. We're upgrading. Send support. This is what we need. This is our inventory of what we're dealing with. If this isn't like, please, can I have it? Because if I'm talking specifically to Suzie and this is your message, you're like, well, if you're always the channel, what are you going to download when you're upgrading your chest? And so now it's just like, okay, you're already proven. You've proven yourself many times, near-death experience. You've connected to the void. And so now it's like, okay, we're not saying, oh, can I have it? It's more like, this is what's happening. And I'm upgrading. I'm reflecting. We're going through this. And there's no request. It's just an identification. And I'd like to think that Spirit has your back so much that it's kind of like, this already. You know that you can just channel that in. And I would like to think this is a very clean channeling space as we experience this many 7s. My birth name is a 7. My middle name is a master 7 name. So I've got a lot of 7 energy inside of me. And Sally was just appreciating it with me yesterday. We were talking about 7s and 4s, because she's a 4 in our relationship. So, the same idea there. So I appreciate bringing that wisdom and that sort of outside of the box thinking that we build, and you've definitely built it. So I just like to think that we're in for a very interesting time ahead of us. And, there are people like us, you and I, that when we're required to take a standstill and just to say, okay, everybody, you go. I'm just going to take a minute. It's a good thing.
And the other thing for me that's been interesting that's coming up is I want to do a lot more work with my cards than I've been doing, and I want to really get the artist within me out more as well, which is really interesting, because I haven't been using my creativity in the way that I have in other ways, but I haven't picked up a paintbrush, anything. Right. So, or created something on, done some digital things. So that's where I want to be heading. I know that's part of what's coming.
Yeah.
But yes, and I'm just referring back to something that you wrote when I asked what we were going to focus on. Was I'm doing that because we're doing a lot of Joe Dispenza work as well. Of can you see your future and position yourself for the wealth that is thriving in your vision?
So,
and I just thought that was just so good, because I think this is a really, for us, this is a really good time for bringing the future into the present. And, Des is being so positive, even though there's still some cancer in his lymph glands, but he is so positive. And so that's another way, of bringing all that, seeing that all healed, and I love the wealth, wealth of health, wealth of our relationships, and wealth of our finances as well. So what a wonderful time if we are sitting in reflection, and taking that time for ourselves. We come out stronger, more powerful, and with a much clearer message, I think, to bring to the world as well.
It's true. And when again, going back to, if we want to just peel into the numbers, we're hitting another 7 minute right now. So 16 after the hour is another 7. But
Yeah.
the feeling is that time we experience as a string, and we're only being fed 1 second at a time. And once it's ours, we've recorded it, and that's it. We can't undo the string, and we can't go backwards in time. But with a 7, we see the ball. When it's at the 7, we see the fabric, or at the 7, we see the cloud of time. There's a different energy around what we perceive as linear. Excuse me. The same way a book perceives a page as linear, it's yet another window into a space of the story, and yet it looks like a small thin sheet, and yet it can drive emotion. It's got so much potential in it. Same thing with this one perception of time. We have so much potential to realize, again, back to Dispenza stuff, that with a 7 energy, we're detached from our linear sense of it and more into the cloud sense of it. Like, there's no more wire. It's a Wi-Fi. It's on demand. It doesn't need to be rewound and played forward. You get a chance to go and visualize. And this is why we're calling back into your mastery, because you're more of a spiritual magnet. If you keep on taking a spiritual message and you created tools to have your message like just delivered clearer, the space in that now gives us a thing to think, oh, she's drawing in a message. So if you focus on something, it's going to draw it in. And that's the part that we have to think of, what is spirituality on the offense? Because on the defense, that you just sit and pray and what's God going to tell me? On the offense, you're more telling the universe, what are we going to do? And what vibration are we going to hold? And here's where the Dispenza stuff comes in. Because we're spiritual buffs, and then Dispenza comes in and basically puts science on everything. And it's just so intriguing, because I have 4s in my chart too. I'm very analytical. And, he's talking about how we can affect ourselves in the past and in the future. And, there's like a brain and heart coherence that goes outside of your finite experience. And, you accepting your experience now is the equivalent of having it. This is a very quantum physics thing that we're experiencing. So if you're used to divining a message on the inside, it's your duty and responsibility, in my opinion, to make sure that you're broadcasting this feeling that says, okay, I get it. For me, if something is growing or something is there that shouldn't be, and it surfaces, it's time for it to do its depart. It's not time for be here anymore. And so that same thing happens with sickness, with our health, with our relationships. If we see the writings on the wall and they're like, oh, it's not going anywhere. It's a challenge to think, I'm not living into reflection, and I've had enough, and I can't tolerate this anymore, as opposed to the years of a relationship before you're breaking apart, right? When in service for some people. So I believe that you have a right to choose which direction you want to go into. And if you're experiencing this many 7s right now, my opinion is stand very still, see what you see, and then start looking into your future and playing it as if you are wearing a virtual reality vest that gives you an emotional response for what you're witnessing. It's not about what you believe you can have, or not about what you think is possible. It's experiencing the biological, chemical feeling of like, oh my God, I'm sitting on my pool me and my wife are sitting on our pool. We can see the sunset. We got this like balcony thing and this like the pool in our backyard / house. Like it's inside of our house, but it's also on the outside. And it's a beautiful scene. Okay. It's very, very wonderful. And we're just sitting there feeling like this is surreal. The buzzing I'm going through, remembering that time in the past when we used to talk about this. Now it's come true. So I'm like I'm weaving this future reality into my present moment, into your present moment. You guys are listening to this. So I'm speaking it to other people. Sorry, go ahead, Suzie.
I know, let's keep going. It's really good.
It's a powerful thing. I'm weaving it into you're weaving it into my reality. Everybody's weaving it into my reality. So and that's why I say a lot of the things that I'm going for when I'm on my go lives, because that's how I reinforce the vibration. I'm not afraid. I'm not worried. I'm not concerned how I'm going to get it. Like I don't know how. All I know is that I've been consistently getting better and better and being able to get more and more. And I like that trajectory. And that's the feeling that says, ups and downs. Life's a roller coaster. And you don't know how much time is going to take it for what it is and keep on driving, right? And that's the feeling I have. And there are going to be times you need to pull over. There's going to be times you get a flat tire. There's going to be times you get lost. There's going to be times you need to upgrade your ride. And there's going to be so many things in between, right? So how are we to think that what we experienced already is a reflection of our future? Even as I say this, is 2:22 my local time. So the vibration of this is making me feel like we cannot be so singular focused on our experience base. It's a pinhole compared to the abundance field where everything co-creates and magnetism works. And that's why these numbers are there. And that's why the 7's right before the 8. Because the 7's like, okay, the infinite law of potential, nothing's happening. And then the 8 comes in and says, boom, everything comes out. And so I'd like to appreciate, this month for me being calm, enjoying the lazy summer days, playtime. It's a time for me in the summer. I'm a very cyclical human being. I'm a Cancer. So I like to have a very big time for me and emotions. And, the days are long and we stay up late and we eat good food. And I like that these are peak seasons, so summer and winter for me. The same thing happens if you think about it, in the cold, where we don't want to do as much. The weather gets a little bit colder. We just want to stay in. We just want to basically calm down and relax. And it's the feeling of now being in here today, thinking, okay, what does my future look like? That 7 energy allows us to see in. And so you have to weave that into you guys. I hope you guys all find meditative and holy space today to sit with your love and your thoughts and to see the best possible future for your your journey, and to enjoy so much what it feels like to actually have it and not be there yet. Like, happy pocket full of money. You are already wealthy. That's how you bring it to you. You don't bring wealth to you and then become wealthy. That's just experiencing currency. A lot of currency is different than being wealthy. Wealthy people lose their money all the time. I've been broke how many times in my life? I've even been poor a few times. But I now know that wealth is something that you cannot sell. It's not something you can buy. It's something that you have to be. And so next month, we're gonna see the abundance show Super Bowl.
That'll be wonderful, because one of the things when Beth and I did the show last week, we did it on the 1st of July.
Yep.
We talked about who do you want to be, what do you want to be doing, and what will you be having on the 31st of December? What is the vision that you are creating for your life now? And, this first week or so of July really goes in with what you're saying. Sit, be still, reflect, go within. I just want to say hello to somebody new. Hi, Tina. She's from Townsville, which is way up north, where my niece and family live. And I went, who else was it? Alma. Alma's here from beautiful Hawaii. I mean, one of the things, even though it's winter here, I mean, I come from a city, Canberra, the capital of, where it is, you would be seeing the beauty of winter, the frosty mornings and things. But of course, here on the Gold Coast, although I've got a jumper on this morning, and it has been cold.
Mm.
The sea water is still warm, and it'll be sunny midday, and Des and I will go down to the beach and have a stroll. And sunshine is so important for healing as well. So we don't get that. We don't get those extremes that you get, whereas at the moment. So I just wanted to share with you. This is the card that Bobby was talking about. I did a reading for Bobby at the beginning of the year for 12 months. And this is his July card, which is so beautiful because it's summer. I did a reading for myself and I got me time. Given what's going on in my life, in our lives, I think this is absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested now because I'm actually going to go back to bed after this. I've been told I've got to rest, and I'm just going to do that. I'm going to get some more sleep, and I'm going to journal and meditate and really tap into it is my inner guidance, but also my guides and things. I'm actually excited about what you said about we're going to have a very abundant August. I love abundance in August.
Oh my gosh. So you're going to go into meditation. I'm going to give you guys a really cool little tip, trick, and a really powerful thing. Go back there and you do one of these with your hands on your heart and you're kind of just lying down and have a smile on your face as you appreciate. I would think the smile on my face comes from the warm, amorous feel of appreciating the loving embrace of a force field that my spirit guides have created around me and the gratitude I have about them and me working together this field to really create the success for my future. So when you go back in there, I would just be like, oh my God, I'm so blessed that I have all this backup, this support, amazing partnership, and that we're growing and healing and expanding. And that feeling there is going to be a super thing because, of course, you're resting. And, if you talk to Craig or he'll probably say, put some crystals on your throat, right? To make sure you got the right ones or the right gems on there. I'm not sure which ones are going to be good for. I think someone said, I can't remember who it was. It might have been citrine. I'm not sure which one it was for the throat. But there are some out there that you can use for crystal energy to do that. Journaling will be great as well too, because you're
beautiful piece of citrine here.
Beautiful. Look at that. That's gorgeous. And then journaling that as well, I think is going to be a beautiful thing. We honor and respect and revere your power. I know your audience can attest to this because they see you much more frequently than I do. But the space that I hold you in my life is that of a sage and a very powerful wizard and a seer. So the thing, and it's about a divine joy and love that you bring to the world that's in spiritual in nature and allows you to channel, allows you to really feel in, and you make your intuition real. So when you need me time, it's just like the universe has to remind you, okay, your shift is off right now. Like you've worked hard enough. Like take some moments, to slow down and put your energy into other places where you need to have it right now. Because of course you're a healer. And now Des is like, okay, great. And I'm ready to push this out to the front. You have to now take that 7/7 energy, especially today, and just be like, okay, and then look at that. There's a hummingbird right in front of my house.
Oh, wow.
So we're moved right in front of there and just hovered a little bit and then just moved away. Very wonderful omen. Just saying, you should definitely hold the value of his healing, through your consciousness and awareness, because the amount of 4 energy that you bring, it's like you have a power, and that healing, it's like you then you give it to him, you give it to yourself. You guys do this self-healing stuff. I didn't mean to give you advice, but I'd like to think let's be real here for a second.
And you have my heart singing. It's always good to have you acknowledging what I sometimes forget.
All right. Well, look what's happening next month. We're on the 8th month. We're going to do the 8th day. This is the Lion's Gate. This is the Abundance Show Super Bowl, because abundance is the 8 principle. The abundance principle is the number 8. And so next month we have some, powerful message to deliver. So it might not be a bad idea before we open the gates to take some delivery and really take some new spiritual inventory. because next month we're going to revolve again. And I wonder, am I going to be on social media a lot this month? I don't know. I mean, I'd love to be. I don't want to leave you guys behind. I'm very busy. My schedules are very booked. So, I mean, I'm still working. So, I mean, you guys can connect with me for sure. But I would like to at least just appreciate the fact that, next month we're working right now. Like Sally's in a double 4. I'm in a 4 and a 2 right now. So I'm about supporting and assisting. So if you need anything from me, Susie, I'm always here.
Okay.
But, this is a big time for us this year.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think what we'll do. Oh, I've got to make that. What's happened there? What we're going to do now is we're going to do a reading. Let's see what Heart Whisper Wisdom has got to share with us for this 7/7.
Yeah, like yesterday, I'll tell you guys, I was supposed to do my backyard, like clean up the yard, but then everything got in the way, and I was like getting frustrated because I don't know, my timing is getting shorter and shorter, and I had to sacrifice the fact that sometimes you want to get stuff done, like Leah was saying, you have things planned, but then the universe is taking you on divine timing. So that those 2 words, divine timing, have saved me many, many times in my life. But I just wanted to put that in there because I'm catching up on the comments. Leah's saying, so fascinating. Love this. Francis, thank you so much. Watch the replay. Love this, Bobby. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for your thoughts, Alma. Morning from Chelmsford.
Thank you, Alma, as well. I appreciate that. I'm accepting your healing and loving energy.
Oh my gosh, yes, I as well. I'm holding you in so much love and repair and restoration and abundance, and like absolute blooming of your health, love, joy, and vitality. And you guys are just hydrated and feeling great, and your cells are just like materializing into wealth and wellness. Every single, from the binary all the way to the atom level to the cosmic 5D and beyond.
Materializing into wealth and wellness. That is brilliant, Bobby. What time is it? 7:32. I'll just pull that one out. We're going to have some amazing quotes from this show today. There's been a lot of wisdom.
Thank you.
Come out from this, so this is good.
7/7. I'm telling you, it's a divine channel.
Well, perfect. Oh, there we go. Alma, thank you. Oh, Amazonite, lapis lazuli, turquoise, or aquamarine. Thank you very much. I have I haven't got an aquamarine at the moment, but I've got the others. Okay, so this will be very short, but just let's all, hands on your heart. Do it like Bobby suggested. One above the other, there on your chest here. And let's take in a deep breath. And let's see this 7/7 energy, allowing us to create the space, the time, to actually go within, to find our truth, and to let go of, to really let go of what's not going to allow you to step into your wealth, your health, your abundance. Just breathe in that beautiful love, that beautiful energy. And just see yourself surrounded by a beautiful light. This light, I'm getting that this is like a rainbow light. There's white, there's pink, there's glimmers all around your body. And this light is protecting you. And it's allowing you to find that special peace inside that I think we've all been hiding. Now is that time to sit, to reflect, and to listen to the spiritual wisdom that we all have within. And let your guides in. Let them guide you, because they know as well. Just sit there for one moment, breathing in. And I'm just seeing that 7/7 right in front of me. Just taking this time for us. And taking a breath. And just feel and say to yourself, I love you. I really love you. And just feel those tingles throughout your body. So important to do this every day as you wake or as you walk past the bathroom mirror. Remember to look into your beautiful eyes and say, I love you. I really love you. This helps your immune system as well as gives you tingles all through your body. And now when you're ready, just open your eyes.
Very beautiful, Suzie.
Thank you. I just love what comes through. I never know what's going to come through. So it was just, that's just what's there. And I think that's what I want to do more of. Rather than, sort of head stuff, just jump on, do meditations, whatever. Oh, we've just got, let's see. We've just got 4 cards that fell on the floor. Let's see what they are. Oh, well, the first one is patience. Patience. When you are patient, you're showing kindness to yourself and allowing gratitude to flow. Well, if that doesn't speak to what Bobby's been talking about today, so this is our challenge. I think this is the challenge card. Patience is one of my, I'm an 8 on the Enneagram. I'm a firstborn. Patience has been my challenge. And it's nearly 8 years ago that I had that near-death experience, and that was a real test of patience for 2 or 3 years. So I believe now I am a much more patient person. But I hear people say that it really is, being patient is one of the things. So it's a value, it's a virtue that we can all learn from.
Well, especially in a month like right now, we're at 7, and the value of a 7 is about non-action and about potential. So there's a feature in there. So if you're impatient, I just think that you don't know what to do in this space, and there is something that you should be doing in this space that would make you not feel that you're losing patience. It's like, okay, this is now the time. Like if it's nighttime, you're like, oh, I'm not going to go out there and get my shopping done and go to the mall. It's like, no, I'm going to go to sleep, because there's a certain time for all the actions. So the same thing with the 7 is now time to have patience and calm, put the hammer down. I know I'm not building anything right now. What is the future showing me? Like, what do I see? And not what am I doing, but like, what am I seeing and observing? So yeah, patience is good. Otherwise it's like, okay, come on. Yeah. What's the point? Like, where do I go with that? Like, and then we lose it, right? We don't have patience.
Wait for this one. Rest. This is the order they fell on the floor.
Nice.
Normally I just put them back, but somehow I thought, oh no, those 4 cards were meant for. So rest. This is the action. Now, this is something, particularly for entrepreneurs, that can be a real challenge to actually rest. When you rest, you allow deep healing to take place within your body, your heart, and your soul. Mm-hmm. So this is a time. I know the readings I do for entrepreneurs, the me time and the rest stuff.
It's always there. It's huge. The self. And I like to think that, like, I'm looking at my plants and I'm looking at my hedges that I'm cutting. And if I don't touch them and I let them rest, they really grow. The more that I fiddle with them, the more they get cut down the size. Yeah. So, take it from the nature. They think that rest is where you actually accumulate, and it's where things start to unfold, and the body gets a chance to restore.
And of course, when we rest, we have more time to look at this, listen.
Mm,
Mm. So this whole thing you were talking about, with the 7, about listening, taking time to listen, time to reflect.
yeah, because it's your spirit. Inside of 7, we're looking at divine. So what are you listening to? Like when you're listening to yourself and your spirit and your divine, your space, like what is that global cosmic consciousness giving to you? What's your guide saying to you? Like and for me, even what's coming in right now is you're gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. You're all right. I know it's a little frustrating, and that's like what's happening in my head right now as I think, listen, what are we listening to? So that's a message for someone who may be going through anxiety. That's like something out there is just saying there's calm, and I'm listening to peace. I'm listening to us just needing to be there and have that. But how beautiful the cards have come out. What a wonderful way of showing up.
And of course, number 4 is love. Which is what I spoke about. I wasn't going to speak about love, but that came through in that meditation.
Right.
I broke my love mug. I've got to get a new one. Feel the love within. Allow it to say, I love you, and give yourself an inner namaste. And so for people, you put your hands together. So Des and I, every morning, and we've been doing this for about, 15 years now, every morning we say to one another, namaste. But to give yourself an inner namaste, you do it towards your heart. Namaste, this way. So that is really, really, so I just think, so with patience, we allow ourselves to rest, to really listen. I've got this around the right way. Listen. It's always reversed when I'm looking at the screen. Listen to those whispers of your heart. Listen to the guidance from within and from your own guides, angels, universe, what it wants to tell you. So you can move fully into love, into loving yourself. The more you love yourself, the more you speak your truth, the more you allow your magic to be shared with the world.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to, if I can just look at the card that's on the bottom of the deck, but I won't. Just these 4 cards, I think, are a wonderful message for 7/7, and I'll put a photo of them up afterwards. Because I'm now I hadn't actually thought about 8 and abundance and things. I'm excited to take the time for this month to be really prepared to open into and welcome in all the new abundance that I'm seeing as I bring my future into the present.
Beautiful.
What do you think, Bobby?
Well, I think that it's the month of Suzie, because your name is the 988, right? You've got a powerful wizard energy. So just show up in an August vibration. Yeah, you deserve a little prep or a bit of rest or reconciliation, before the next round, because these are powerful times that are in front of us, and it's just such a beautiful experience to do this with you. You just got to go easy on yourself, because the 4s, it's like I don't go easy on myself. Like, now's the time.
We think we're indispensable, and we think we're, I don't know what's happened there. Indispensable as we and I suppose for me it's been I'm the driver, and because we were going back to Tweed, I was going back to Tweed every day because that's the hospital Des was in, where we used to live. And I said the other day, our dishwasher's broken, or it's never worked since we came in here. They're fixing it, and Des has always washed the dishes. So it's been really interesting for me to just realize how much I appreciate him, about how much he really does for me. It's just amazing.
Wow, what a amazing! I just love his spirit and his energy, and it just brings so much to the, to the feel good. And you guys are such a wonderful couple. I'm going through very similar, same thing. As of Sally's birthday, she's entered a double 4. So she's gone and geared hard through developing finances, creating wealth. And she's not the social media superstar that I want to be, and she doesn't care about that stuff. She's more just like analytics, massive. So, and then as of my birthday, I go into partnership, which is good to be there for my kids and help them get through, right? We got a small little daycare of children here. So I've been kind of peeling back a little bit while she's driving our business and getting the app ready and all this cool stuff on her side. So it's a pretty powerful time for us right now. And yeah, we're excited.
I wonder where Des was at, because it was his birthday on the, poor darling, he spent it in hospital on the 18th. So he's
June 18, right? And then what's the year?
1937.
So then that's 2, right? 1 + 3 + 9 + 7 should be 20, I believe. And then I'll just double check right now just to make sure I have it. Let's give him a little bit of insight while we're here.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful idea.
Oh, I would love to do that. And then that way we can take a peek. Let's take a peek.
So it's 1837, and then it's for this year it's.
So June 18, 1937.
Yeah. It's
so 6, 18, 19.
I think he's a 9.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's a 6, or it's a life path 8.
He's a life path 8. That's right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then so that'll be 694 + 6 was. Okay, cool. So probably a good idea for him to realize that he's starting a brand new decade now. He's starting a brand new cycle numerologically as of his birthday. So if there's anything that hasn't yet been dealt with, it's going to feel like a crashing train, because, it's like, having to have gone through a 9-year cycle. At the end of it, you've got a lot of overdue residue and empty boxes to get rid of before you're ready for your next space. So inside of right now, especially this year, there's building a foundation of his independence and his vision and what he wants to say and speak. And it's basically that we're healing that sense of I am and the vibration of discipline, care, and order, because we're in a 4-year. So he's like, okay, this is a good year for me to start new, but he also has to, I would like to think, with the stuff that's showing up right now in his health, it's a symbol of what it has not yet resolved from the past. And because now it's like, well, I gotta go. Like I'm doing new things now. And the vibration of it moving forward is that way. Also, I would like to say he takes on a lot. Okay, so he's definitely holding on to or supporting and assisting in that. Like there's a large like I love you kind of thing. So he's very connected to taking on stuff and maybe not as fluent with processing it. And so that always, we're human beings. We get dirty. Our cars need a car wash every few weeks. What do you expect? Human beings are a much more delicate technology. Do you want to look at his name?
Oh, yeah.
So it's Des Walsh, right?
Yeah, DDS.
Yeah.
WALSH.
And is that Des is Des or Desmond?
His real name is Desmond, but he goes by Des.
What about his middle name?
James.
Cool. Yeah, he's a big kid. That's a wonderful looking chart. But then what happens if I put Des Walsh? We should do something about that. Even Des James Walsh will work. But if it's about his health right now and I go Des Walsh, it doesn't inspire me the way I want it to. I want to see something else. Like even Des James will work. Or how about if we did Desmond? No. Yeah, there's I would say he's in need of alignment. If I were to go Des James Walsh and identify that way, now he has a space to really operate from and to rebuild his health. I probably write it on a sticky note and put it on his bed somewhere. Or how about Desmond Walsh, and let's try with the J in there. Yeah, it doesn't work. If I were to do James, no. How about James? No. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a cool way to spell his name, but I don't really want to do that somewhere, right? Des James Walsh is the one that works.
I will put it on a sticky. I'll put it
Yeah,
on
just want to say, and help him to appreciate it that word as well too. It just because when I look at Des Walsh, I see there that he doesn't take care of himself very well. He's always pushing himself until he's got nothing left. I'm like, hey man, what are you doing? Like,
He's
don't.
quite good at taking. He's got much better at taking care of himself.
I know, right? I mean, that's something you should definitely want to figure out. But as Des Walsh, she's like, oh, no time, no, I don't have time. I'm fine. And then, but yet, if it comes to serving, he's gonna be like, oh, here you go. I definitely love to give,
Yeah,
and, a lot of that. And even inside of James,
very responsible nature.
yeah, well, of course, and he's a leader. He doesn't want to admit that things aren't where he wants them to be. Like there's a sense of I am not in there, and so there's a challenge that experiences Desmond James. If I go Desmond, or no, it's Desmond with a D, so it shows up here 955. So yeah, it's like he doesn't want to sit down. So I can appreciate the challenge right now of him having to slow down. It's like it's pain. It's painful. Like, no, I want to be by the water. I want to go to the beach.
No, he's actually, believe it or not, he's being really sensible. He
Good.
himself off for a walk now, and he's been resting.
Good.
But he's, yeah, I mean, he'll be happy when he can drive and do things again. But
absolutely.
But yeah. So it's an interesting. It's an interesting because we're in a new environment as well. So we go to new beaches and yeah. But so yeah, time of rest and reflection, people, for 7/7. This has been a beautiful show, Bobby. I'm really pleased I've survived without coughing very much. So this is
Thank you so much, Susie. Get rest. Go back to spirit right now. Go and get some beautiful manifestation of your new future. And I appreciate anyone who gets a chance to experience nature today. Plug your spiritual USB into the charger of God and sit with that moment with yourselves, guys.
And it's sunny. It's beautifully sunny here. I want to thank everybody who's been here today. Thank you. I will reply to your comments, things later. I will put the cards up for people. And we will be back on the 8th of the 8th at 8 a.m. for this amazing, what are we calling it? The Abundance Super Bowl.
Yeah, in America, they have the Super Bowl. So there's a football thing, right? The big show. So I guess you want to call it the Abundance World Cup. With the championship.
We'll talk before then and we'll work out because this will be a really special.
It's going to be a big one, guys. I'm gonna be giving some stuff away. So make sure you're here next month. I'm giving away some cool things. Yeah,
and we'll thank you, Michelle. Just send me a message if you would like to get now post is moving well again. So I've opened up again. Before it was people were taking 5 and 6. Somebody took 2 months to get their cards recently. Wow. Yeah. So
get your hands a set of those cards. You need to have them.
Yeah. All entrepreneurs need to have them, says a friend of mine.
Absolutely. I have mine right here. So
there we go. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. And today, remember, bring in the nature, spend time in nature and reflect. Namaste and love yourself into abundance.